One of the biggest pieces of criticism that I hear from people outside of the dropshipping world looking in is, Hayden, it takes a month, it takes 2 months for products to come in. You can't build an effective business that way. Well, let's talk about that because everything's changing. Hey, what's going on everyone? Hayden here, coming back at you with a brand new video. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Hayden. This is my YouTube channel where we go through all things e-commerce, business, travel, and fun. And in today's video, I'm going to keep you updated on a very new recent article you may or may not have already seen this past week, talking about how Shopify is actually rolling out a whole bunch of different fulfillment centers. What does this mean for you if you're doing e-commerce? Now, most of the e-commerce that I do doesn't actually relate to drop shipping anymore, and we're gonna get into that later in this video, but I also wanna explain how it can benefit you even if you're not actively drop shipping, but primarily if you are running a drop shipping store, meaning you're not touching any of your product, it's just coming from China and it takes 3, 4, 5 weeks to get shipped to the customer. This will benefit you greatly, all right? So before we really get deep into this, I recommend that you like the video so I can keep coming at you with some brand new content. Let's try and smash 1,000 likes. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you haven't already, I'm posting 3 times a week on this channel. A lot of fun videos, a lot of value, usually based on requests of the audience. So make sure that you subscribe. Whoa, wow, there it is. Subscribe, do what the sign tells you. What do you think? Will this look good in the background? Let me know. Anyway, let's get right into this video. So if you guys have not already seen the article by the Wall Street Journal, I'm gonna leave it linked down below in the description for you. You can go ahead and read it. It's very, very brief. It'll take you less than 2 minutes, but I'm here to summarize it for you and explain what I do because personally, I have less than 0 intention, so none, absolutely no intention of using Shopify's fulfillment. Now, in my opinion, it is not going to be 2-day shipping as they're saying. It's going to take a little longer. There's going to be hiccups. There's going to be delays. It's a new thing. It's like when Tesla rolls out and says they can, produce 100,000 cars and they really only do 30,000. There's issues. It's something new, so expect that. Now, this is a really cool feature because it's going to integrate seamlessly and allow it to be a little bit more, let's just say, accessible to the regular dropshipper. So let me explain what I do with e-commerce first because this is something that has produced me multiple millions of dollars. It's a skill I do on a daily basis, and this is why I've pivoted away from the typical dropshipping model, all right? So just like Shopify is recognizing and realizing, which is why they're coming out with their fulfillment centers, they're realizing that the typical dropshipping stores, they're basically getting eaten alive. Okay, customers are complaining, they're getting blasted on social media. Facebook is cracking down on that because if someone reports the ad or leaves a negative comment on the ad, that all counts against the advertiser. Their ads get demoted, their account can even get disabled or permanently terminated, which is terrible. Now, when you have 4, 5, 6 week shipping time where the customer just paid you $50 or $100, whatever it is, and they don't hear anything, they see no product for 6 weeks, it's very common for them to either ask for a refund or typically just straight up do a chargeback. So what happens is these people drop shipping from AliExpress who get a higher chargeback percentage, well now Stripe is gonna kick you off their payment processor if Shopify Payments hasn't already, which by the way, Shopify Payments is powered by Stripe. So if you're kicked off Stripe, you're in a bad position there. So, if you get kicked off Shopify Payments, then kicked off a Stripe, maybe PayPal is gonna block you, potentially both of those are holding your money. Well, now you have nowhere to process sales. You can go through authorize.net or potentially through your bank underneath your business and open a real payment processor, but realistically that's gonna take you about a month. So it really does become a hassle and it pretty much all comes back to the shipping. So if you wanna build something long-term that's a brand, which I know a lot of people talk about, but how do you build a brand, right? Faster shipping is one of them, customer communication is another, and all these little things for building a brand is a whole other video. But specifically, the reason why I moved away from that was customer complaints, points against my ad account, and also chargeback and refund requests, okay? That gave me issues with my payment processor because the industry standard is a 1% chargeback rate. I had a 1.2 on one of my stores. Boom, kicked off the payment processor, which was so dumb. It was like 3.5 week shipping and I had a big issue with it. So that's why nowadays I like to actually put my product, however many units I decide to purchase based on how fast it's selling, I will put that in a third-party fulfillment center with another supplier. So it's really cool because I've done a couple things to build connections in the supplier industry. I have flown to China, which was kind of ballsy, to meet with some suppliers. They introduced me to some of their supplier friends and their business connections, which was amazing. But off of AliExpress, I've been able to meet about half a dozen really cool suppliers, a handful of few I actually use to this day. So they actually have already given me, for the last 6-7 months, I've had 2 to 5 day shipping on basically all my products. Sometimes, very infrequently, sometimes I will start from AliExpress, but typically I will just go to my supplier and I'll say, hey, what's the minimum I need to order to make this possible? Usually they will say 50 or 100, and they like to have 500 or more, but I do a lot of business, so they can do a smaller order to start. Now what I do is I do not order that 50 or 100 to that warehouse until it's already selling a couple units a day. At that point, I order it, which it does take a few weeks to come. If you want to use Shopify's fulfillment center, it still does not bypass the time of ordering the product and getting it to the United States or wherever you are. That is still going to take a couple weeks. So just like with Amazon FBA, sending it to Amazon or whatever, you are still going to have to pay for that product up front. So it's kind of cool because Shopify actually intends, they talk about in this article, again, you guys can go read it, but they're going ahead, I know they use some specific words, but they're going to use like some sort of algorithm technology to basically predict the volume of your orders, and they can make more orders for more inventory based on that. So it's kind of cool. It's like an AI algorithm, which is neat. I know they had it's a machine learning is exactly what they say. Again, check out the article. It's just by Wall Street Journal. So the reason that they're doing this, and the reason that you should too, this is the reason I looked into it and I invested a lot of money to, again, go to China and to build these connections and to order products up front, is simply because it does a couple of key things. It's going to help me drop the product cost, increase my margin based on that. I'm going to increase my customer satisfaction. I'm going to be able to have returning customers, which is great. But the overall reason that I do this is to compete with the marketplace. Even if it costed me roughly the same amount, once one of my stores is working, I would order it to get faster shipping. It's going to help you overall, and it also helps you compete with Amazon. I guarantee you the reason Shopify came out with this is because they're trying to be able to compete with the mega giant in this industry. Now, they're saying 2-day shipping. This is why I don't believe they can do that. Shopify sales are already up over 50% from this time last year. Their volume is growing. I guarantee you a lot of people are going to use this service. Now, if I remember correctly from the article, they only have like 4 or 5 fulfillment centers that are going, and based on where most of your orders send out to, they'll place product in certain warehouses and whatnot. So I don't think they can match the 2-day Amazon. I don't think that's realistic. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated on it. I am planning on testing it. Not through my own store, but through one that I'm partnered on with a business partner, just to do a little test to see what's actually going on. Because if it works great, that could actually be a good alternative. You got to go through the numbers, see how much they're charging for that, make sure it makes sense. Personally, I think it makes more sense to develop relationships with suppliers and then go based on that, okay? Try and figure out how to do a third-party fulfillment center. You're probably gonna end up with faster shipping, or you could probably do custom packaging. I don't think Shopify's mentioned anything about custom packaging or even putting logos on your products. I have suppliers who will stamp my logo on the product, okay? Then they will put it in a custom packaging that I've ordered, maybe 1,000 units of these like paper packages that we put it in. It looks cool, has the brand on it, and they send it out. And they're willing to do that for 50 cents to $1, depending on what it is. So that, for me, that extra cost on maybe a $80 to $100 average order value is worth it. It is worth it, even though it's 1% of revenue, which will usually be like 4% or more of profit, okay? I'm usually willing to do that just because it's that long-term value. So it's actually very interesting for me to see this because I know Shopify's already dominating the space. A lot of people ask me, is Shopify still working? Does Shopify work? And I'm always a bit confused at the question, like why people ask it. I totally understand what they're coming from. Can they make money selling products on Shopify? The question, does Shopify still work, in itself is a stupid question. There is such thing as a stupid question. It's just the fact that Shopify is only a logistics place. They're just a website, right? They allow you to host your business. You could go do the same thing, drop shipping off AliExpress, on WooCommerce, on WordPress, or on a completely custom hosted website. It really doesn't matter. That's just kind of where you're putting it, and they make it very easy to do that, which is why they make a lot of money. So this will be interesting to see the competition in the marketplace. You definitely, once your store is making money, once you're already profitable, once it makes sense where you're getting consistent orders, to order product in bulk to drop your cost and increase your shipping time, this is 100% something you should look into. Okay, it's something I've been doing now for almost 12 months, ordering product. Before that, I was just really stubborn with like, let me just drop ship. You know, why would I spend, at one point, I spent $125,000 to order product in advance at one time. Why did I do this? Because the amount that we ordered, we were gonna sell out in about 5 weeks. So I got a great deal. They were willing to ship it for free, which is insane with that amount of volume. They were also willing to drop the cost a lot because we ordered so much. So for me, I've been able to increase my profit margins. But at that point, from a business perspective, it makes sense, right? Because you're increasing your profit. So it's definitely something to look at. Check out the article real quick. It's just a very big update in the Shopify space I wanted to give you guys. If you have any questions about it at all, questions about suppliers, faster shipping, feel free to let me know in the comments section down below. As this video is posted, it's Monday. Very, very soon on Wednesday, in just 2 days, I'll be posting a video on Wednesday. By the way, I post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Wednesday, we are officially opening up the 30-day e-commerce academy. I give you the direct phone numbers, the direct emails, and addresses to my suppliers so you guys can reach out, send them a text, and be like, hey, you know, it's Hayden's friend or whatever you want to say. I give you a specific thing to say, and they'll help you out. You know, suppliers are going to be huge. So very excited for the 30-day academy that's coming out. You guys can check out the wait list. I'll leave it somewhere in the description down below. Absolutely changing the e-commerce game inside of there. It's a 4-week self-paced program where essentially we're going through everything in order. So I wish I had my whiteboard here to show you, but it's gonna be really cool. I'll show you guys that on Wednesday in the video. If you just tune back into the channel, you'll be able to check out some updates. We're actually gonna be doing a live stream on Wednesday for the video, so scratch that. Just tune in on Wednesday, hit the post notifications down below. I'm gonna go through, answer questions, and actually run some ads live to give you guys some more insight. So everything's inside of there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Be sure to tune in on Wednesday because we're doing that live stream. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and let me know in the comment section down below if you already are or if you have any intention of using Shopify's fulfillment. I'm very curious to see how it works. Like I said, I have no intention of personally using it because I already have great deals made with my suppliers, but there's one newer store I'm using with a business partner where we do plan on testing it just so I can update you guys. So again, hope this video found you well. Hope it gave you some value, gave you a good little update. Again, I greatly appreciate if you guys drop a like. Let's aim to smash 1,000 likes. I'd appreciate you forever. If you have any questions, any problems, or anything you need help with, again, leave it in the comment section down below. I always make it a point to at least read through all of them so I can make more videos based on problems people have, and potentially a Q&A down the road. Let me know if that's something you want to see. Again, just tune back in on Wednesday if you have any questions. Bring them there. You know, figure out whatever specific questions you have, and I'll make sure to answer them for you. All right? I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate if you stuck through this far in the video. I appreciate your time, and I'll be seeing you on Wednesday in the next video. Peace.
In the hood, and the ladies saying 50, you hot. They like me, I want them to love me like they love pop. I holler in New York, Shell, they tell you I'm local.